The Destiny 2 Lightfall expansion created a problem that has now bled into the light that I think I want to talk about. So I am more of a casual player. I have a job, I have a life, I have things that I have to take care of outside of playing this game. So I don't have the time to constantly sit and grind everything as much of the community is. There is a hardcore player base, and that is mostly comprised of streamers, people who work on the game, and people who just generally have more free time, who work from home, things like that. But I do not work from home. I do not work on the game, and I'm not a full-time content creator. I make content when I have the time. That has allowed me to see one of the glaring issues that the game is currently facing, and that is just the fact that LFG sucks for the game right now. I got my first clear of Pantheon yesterday. I have the emblem right there. You can see it. But I did not enjoy my time doing it. The activity itself was fun, but playing Pantheon was not. That was my issue. I struggled to find and keep an LFG team that would stay together. I struggled to find an LFG team that would stay together. By the time we finished our run, there were only 2 of us that had been there the entire time. There were only 2 of us that had been there for more than one encounter. We had to LFG every single encounter because people just kept leaving, and we had to kick people because they were very clearly a weak link. I had somebody who did 100,000 damage in 2 floors of Caretaker. Now, I know this may sound elitist, but you got to know how to do damage, and a lot of it. I don't know. How do you only do 100,000 damage? I could probably do 100,000 damage shooting a primary at the boss. The LFG for things like Pantheon or Legend Onslaught, it's not fun. It's not fun going through that trial and error of, oh, I found these people, but they've only got 20 minutes and they think this is going to be quick, or something like that. They don't and whenever you do LFG, you get, if you're not a high Guardian rank, I'm only Guardian rank 8 because I haven't played this season. Granted, I'm only 1 off from Guardian rank 9, but I'm only Guardian rank 8, so I'm not going to get these good LFG teams that people want to have just because I don't have the time to play as much. And so it's just difficult to enjoy seeing these things that I know I can do when I know that I can't get them done because of my playtime. And LFG has become a nightmare for these kinds of activities. I used to have a number of friends that played this game, and we used to be able to complete encounters on day 1 raids. We used to be able to kill bosses on day 1 raids. We never finished, but we were able to get through the bosses, whether it be by brute force or anything like that. But it's just something that I know we can do, but they don't play anymore. Lightfall kind of pushed them away. Most of those friends haven't picked it up since the last day 1 raid. Most of those friends haven't picked it up since Season Deep if they stayed through the first season of Lightfall. It's just because there was nothing to do. The priority on Eververse and everything took a lot of people's motivation to play the game out. And it's become one of those issues that I don't know if there's a fix to it. Community sentiment was at an all-time low. We're back in a phase where people want to play and people are enjoying playing, but it's difficult to do things like the Pantheon, like Legend Onslaught, when you don't have the means to find the people who can do them with you, who can complete them, who are good enough at the general game. You can do just regular Onslaught if you want. You won't get the drops. You can farm the first 10 of Legend Onslaught with a weak team. It's fine. It works. You can get the drops that you want. But doing Pantheon has really shown me that people don't know what they're doing. And I've tried to give back to the community. I've done so many raid Sherpas. I'll probably put a screenshot of my raid report for Sherpas on Deepstone Crypt. That's I played the hell out of Deepstone Crypt. It was something that was easy to teach people. Yet whenever people can't survive on Atrax when they're 5 power levels under, or they don't even know the encounter, and they're going into Pantheon, it's something that's just frustrating, and Pantheon's not the place to be teaching people encounters. So that's kind of where I sit on the whole. This is something that I haven't seen addressed. I've heard people talking about how great Pantheon is, and Pantheon is great. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying that for the casual player base who is just good at the game, not even that is like uber like cracked or anything. Like I'm not talking like you don't have to be Saltagreppa to go into Pantheon. You do not. But it's one of those things where if you're going into Pantheon, know the encounters that are in there. Learn those bosses before, like have a number of clears and know exactly and be able to fill in at least 2 roles on each encounter, because you may not be able to just add clear like in Explicator or in Golgoroth. You can't just add clear your way through Pantheon, and that's going to start showing a lot more in these later weeks of it. Like it's only 500 right now, and it took my team 4 hours to do just through LFG. I am not excited to try to get teams to go through Oryx, to go through Rolk. Like, those are going to be like the last ones that people are legitimately just like, oh, for the fuck of it, I'll try. Those are the last ones where people are going to do that. Nezarec, I don't see people just jumping into to try. But these next 2 weeks, I'm not going to have fun going through and doing these just because it's going to be an all-day thing. I'm going to have to take my entire day off and sit in one lobby, just LFG after LFG after LFG, trying to get people. And that's just not something I want to do. If you want to check out some of my old videos, I'll have a link in the description to the playlist. But that's all I've got for now.